technologies, ceramics, cosmetics and pharmaceuticals, among others, is holding a Pakistan-Africa Trade Development Conference in Nairobi.
All the economies of the East African community and Pakistan are basically agrarian economies. So there are multiple production over here, but unfortunately the agriculture industry, the implement industry is not so much developed. One of the big opportunity available over here is to import of the agriculture machinery, and for the Pakistan we can import. There are multiple very good quality fruits and vegetables. It can be exported to Pakistan as well. Beside that, we can go for the mechanization of the agricultural production as well as fruits and vegetables.
Persuading Uganda's business community to participate is what the commercial councillor has been doing in the country. This compelled a visit to the Chamber of Commerce, a key government entity with a robust private sector membership.
In the business, opportunities do not have time limits. Opportunities just fall. So it is always important for business people to be robust, to be expeditious, and fit in the programs of where opportunities have come. This is an opportunity. People are traveling from Pakistan up to Nairobi. Instead of us traveling to Pakistan, we should take this advantage and participate. It is in line with our government strategic plan, 2020 and so on and so forth. Value addition. We need machinery to develop the tea industry, the agricultural industries, a lot of things.
Look Africa policy, being spearheaded by Pakistan, focuses on increasing trade volumes between Africa and Pakistan to over $1 billion per annum. Currently, Pakistan and Africa trade volume is slightly over $800 million. Dennis Igoa for UBC Business.
The Ministry of Internal Affairs says it is working with NITA Uganda to fully operationalize the online passport application system. This comes after complaints were raised by many Ugandans facing difficulties applying online. Now, the Commissioner for Citizenship, Passports and Citizen Control, Johnson Namanya, wants Ugandans to renew their passports in the time to avoid future inconveniences. Details follow.
What we are not in control is the cyber, the space. What we are in control is our own particular website, which is www.passports.go.ug for passports only. But if you want, for example, other immigration services like visas, then you will use www.visas.go.ug. But we are aware, we are in touch with NITA-U to solve that problem, so that we optimize the system to ensure that when you want any immigration service, then what comes first is the clear website, not the fake one. But in case of any queries, then it is better you drop in, you ask if you are Ugandan, if you are here. Very soon we shall have a call center to answer all these queries. But in the meantime, all Ugandans should renew their passports, because this has a deadline which is not in our control. It is a decision of the Summit of East African Community countries, and the deadline is January 2021, 15th. So if you wait, you will find that there are lines that will go longer because of the batching up, because everybody has been waiting. But the earlier you come, the better.
Well, in other news, Uganda's coronavirus alert after reported outbreak in the Chinese city of Wuhan. The Minister for Health, Dr. Ruth Jane Ochieng, says that the World Health Organization is in touch with all the countries to help control the emerging health problem. Now, at least 26 people have died of the virus in the Chinese city of Wuhan, with about 600 suspected cases, forcing government to quarantine Wuhan city until the virus is contained.
The Minister for Health, Dr. Ruth Jane Ochieng, says Uganda is on a high alert of possible Chinese coronavirus. She says health workers have been trained to handle suspected cases and that screening facilities have been put at entry points mainly at...
We are screening people who are coming in at the airport. The good news is that we already had screening facilities, but the screening goes an extra mile. Apart from screening for fever, we also screen physically for those who have a flu-like illness and fever and are coughing.
The Chinese corona disease is reportedly spread through human contact. It causes respiratory infections and has symptoms similar to those of pneumonia.
So what we are doing is, for any cases that are presenting with signs and symptoms beyond what we normally get in our country, samples are being taken for analysis.
At least 26 people have died of the virus in the Chinese city of Wuhan, with about 600 suspected cases, forcing government to quarantine Wuhan city until the virus is contained. Other cities with suspected corona cases: Wuhan, Ezhou, and Chiba. The World Health Organization says coronavirus is still a Chinese issue.
Well, in other news, Lango College is one of the oldest schools in Uganda that was started in the year 1961 at the request of Lango sub-region communities. The O and L-level school has maneuvered through all sorts of challenges, including wars, looting, student strikes, and some levels of neglect to remain the pride of Lango. But critical structure repairs and expansion are now more than needed ever before to revamp the school, and it is now rallying support from old students and current students, the central and local government, plus well-wishers. Details follow as Habimana Dewo tells us.
Old is gold, so goes an old saying. However, if not well managed, old age may become an eyesore. Founded in 1961, Lango College was one of the most beautiful schools in the country, an academic powerhouse and sports giant, where all parents wish to take their children.
When the first A-level class sat in 1969, they sent 7 students to do medicine in Makerere.
However, the school that was reportedly among the best O and A level in academics and sports countrywide in the 1960s up to the early 1980s is now struggling due to old age and is in need of financial and structural resuscitation.
1972 O level. Anybody? We set a record in East Africa which has remained to date. No school in East Africa has ever broken that record. I have the book. I'll bring it one day here.
Lango College, that once topped the entire East African schools in Cantab at the East African Examinations Council, was known then, is only hoping government and its old boys will resuscitate it so that it regains its glorious past.
Infrastructure that are dilapidated is appalling, but we should not lose hope.
The legendary school's academic and sports supremacy suffered following years of disrepair, insurgency, and violent strikes.
They should come. Because regionally, this school had a population of over 1,000 students. But because of here, our challenges here and there, they came down to 200. So we expect the number to grow up, and that can only happen when we produce good results. We are appealing to the government to come and help us. When you take the value of what is supposed to be done here, is the volume rather, it becomes too much for us. The walls are gone, no glasses on the windows, the roofs are finished, the walls need painting.
Also damaged was the school's image, beauty, and learning materials like books, metalwork and woodwork workshops, and laboratories.
Yeah, now here we have the machines, but this area, this Lango College, is the center of metalwork in the whole region. There's no other school offering this metalwork in the whole of this region. So we need actually students to come, and as the president said, would say, skilling in Uganda is very important. So we expect this center to be another center for skilling.
Classrooms, laboratories, the library, workshops, and highly prized school gardens were vandalized at the height of the Lord's Resistance Army insurgency.
We want to look for ways of putting up the furnitures in the classes and then also working on in the dormitories. The municipal have helped us, they have started. Now the plan is underway to also renovate at least one where our students can be accommodated well. That is when we shall come now how to begin working on the courts.
Lango College is now highly banking on government, its old and current students, parents, local and central governments, and well wishers for a facelift and structural overhaul.
I would ask the president to put his hands here, and we'll never forget him in life. The Lange will never forget if Museveni, His Excellency Museveni, puts his hand in Lango College. It will remain in record for good, because education is key.
We have asked the municipal council through the Use Meet program, maybe the social responsibility, if they can help us fix the lights in the school.
Now, in our latest updates, preparations for the National Resistance Movement Party Delegates Conference are ongoing at Nambole Stadium. The Delegates Conference opens this Saturday with about 15,000 participants, and they are expected to receive and discuss resolutions from the National Executive Committee, currently sitting at State House in Entebbe. Our reporters at Nambole are telling us more in our live update right about now.
Okay, good afternoon to you, our viewer. My name is Ivan Kahwa, and we are here at Nambole National Stadium. Now, we are camping at this place simply because the National Delegates Conference will be taking place at this specific place. And behind me is the main stage where many performances are more likely to take place. In fact, the current issue now here is that preparations are ongoing, and so far a number of tents have been erected and all the seats have been designed. Apparently there are some that they have not yet put on the yellow cloth. Of course, we know that the National Resistance Movement color is yellow color, and that's what we are seeing at this entire place. Of course, tomorrow we are also expecting quite a number of artists, mostly those who have been fronting the NRM agenda, and some artists include Bebe Cool, there is Sophie Gombia, there is Professor Big Eye, there is King Michael, there is Catherine Kusasida and Full Figure, and so many more. And of course, when the Delegates Conference is going to take place, of course this is the main Delegates Conference, where about 15,000 people, 1,500 people are expected to come in this place tomorrow. There are always other meetings that come first. Of course, there is a Central Executive Committee, there is the National Executive Committee. Yesterday, the Central Executive Committee sat in a meeting, and of course one of the key issues on the agenda are looking at the NRM constitution, and this time around looking at the electoral reforms. I'm informed that these reforms have also gotten a new twist, where the SEC committee has actually abandoned them, that it may not really work. But however, the National Executive Committee, for which I'm informed, has already arrived up. Apparently, some members sitting on the National Executive Committee have already arrived at State House, and key on the agenda, we believe this is one of the things they will be discussing about. Of course, earlier on I talked to one of the members who will sit at the NRM Executive Committee, that is the State Minister for Tourism, Chiwanda Subi, who actually told me that the National Executive Committee is actually there to ensure that what has been discussed at the Central Executive Committee is approved. In this sense, whatever is discussed at these two committees gives them the chance and give them the chance to come and speak with one voice, and this eliminates this kind of issue where the same party has diversionary views. And now, of course, with me, I'm going to be joined shortly by my colleague, and that is Benadiga, who has been reporting on issues of the National Delegates Conference. And of course, he has been with us since morning to have a highlight of some of the key issues that we expect that might happen tomorrow at this specific place. Benadiga, how are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
Exactly. So we are here at Nambole for the Delegates Conference, and I believe you've been covering this issue for quite some time. And for the viewer out there, maybe if you could paint a picture, what are the most key issues that maybe they should expect during this Delegates Conference that is slated for tomorrow?
One of the biggest issues is the amendment of the constitution of the NRM. And the key issue about lining up for during elections has been a contentious issue from Parliament and from members of the public. But we've seen this work, for LC1 elections, and we saw LC1 chairpersons and their executives were voted using that method of lining up. So I think this should be, in my view, I think if the NRM and NEC adopts it and then it is brought here to the National Delegates Conference tomorrow, where over 15,000 people are going to converge, if they adopt it within their party, I think it will work, because a lot of money is wasted in printing ballot papers and transparency issues. I think it will work, and the public should be expecting a lot from what will happen tomorrow.
Are we looking at only the reforms, or there are quite some other issues you think that perhaps can be addressed during this conference?
This conference, what I think is going to happen tomorrow, we are seeing so many candidates have come up. They want to represent their people as vice chairpersons for the regions they are coming from. We saw Jacob Olanya. What I've heard is also Evelyn Anite wants to be vice chairperson from northern Uganda. We've seen several candidates coming up to represent people from central Uganda. I saw my friend Uhuru. So I think this time round we are going to see some vibe in this upcoming election in 2021, starting from here tomorrow, or from the NEC, because what I heard is that NEC that is sitting at State House is going to resolve this issue of so many people coming up, and they expect not so good messages, crossing in between the candidates and the voters. So I think we are going to have a very vibrant vote for the NRM and for the country come 2021. Yeah, and of course one of the most interesting issues, we saw that His Excellency the President invited former Prime Minister Mambabazi, former Vice Presidents Specials Akazibwe and Bukenya, and of course and other political parties that are under IPOD. We are waiting to see whether these political parties will actually turn up tomorrow, because we've seen other political parties inviting NRM, and I've seen at several occasions Justin Kasole Lumumba and other NRM members, those top positions, turning up for the events organized by the opposition. And the other day, Kasole Lumumba was saying that they have on several occasions invited political parties to come and attend their meetings, but they have not turned up. So we are waiting to see whether these political parties will actually come and embrace this delegates conference. Up to that.
Before I let you go, now we're looking at the journalists, who relay the information out there. What do you think is the role of journalists towards promoting such things of this country, not only the NRM government, but even some other governments? What is our key role in such things that will happen in terms of encoding the message we send out there to the audience?
What I think is that this is one of the big events in the country. Of course, NRM is the biggest party in Uganda. It has the most members, and politics starts from here. We've not seen this vibe anywhere else. We've seen FDC organizing, we've seen DP organizing, but when it comes to the NRM National Delegates Conference, it's where the politics start. Of course, by expecting to hear, these people are going to endorse His Excellency to come up for 2021. A lot of
why not some other person?
A lot of speculations are running around, but as journalists, as in our capacity, we have to just keep informing the truth to the public. And of course, as I said, politics starts from here. A lot of news is going to be made come tomorrow in this very place.
All right, thank you so much, my colleague. Of course, we still here at DJ Michael perform from the okay. So actually, it's King Michael, I think. He changed his name. So we are still here at Nambole. Of course, that is a highlight of what we as journalists we're expecting to happen in this place. And like my colleague has told you, Bernard Iga, that this is where politics starts from, because this is the biggest party in the country, and of course there the journalists having a key role to play when it comes to promoting what belongs to. Even such messages are very key and good for the audience to know and perceive. And of course the fact that the NEC National Executive Committee is already headed for the meeting at Entebbe State House. We shall be giving you updates, of course, later on after realizing and knowing what has transpired, and we shall be discussing with some members who sit on that specific committee to at least have a key light of the issues and resolutions that will be communicated tomorrow when the delegates arrive here at Namboli. My name is Ivan Kahwa. Of course, I've been with Bernard Iga and Daniel Mugoya. I hand back to studio for now.
Well, thank you, Ivan Kahwa, for that in-depth report about the NRM Delegates Conference. Slated to happen tomorrow. Invited people, I'm sure you already know yourself, so we can only wish for the best. However, in other news now, ministers from East Africa and the Horn of Africa have agreed on new labor harmonizing policies within the region. And this was revealed by the Minister of Gender, Labor, Social Development, Frank Tumwebaze, at the Uganda Media Center. Now, Tumwebaze says that the Ministerial Forum also agreed on setting up labor attaché offices in the Gulf and Europe countries, which will receive most of the exported labor from Africa. Let's take a look.
On harmonizing labor migration policies in East Africa and Horn of Africa that I attended in Nairobi from the 20th to the 21st of January 2020. This meeting attracted all ministers of labor and social development of those countries, of our region. It was hosted by the government of Kenya and facilitated and supported by the International Organization for Migration, for which we are very grateful. Objectives of the forum were: number one, to discuss a harmonized regional strategy on negotiation of bilateral labor agreements with the EU and the Gulf cooperation countries, among other countries of migration where our people go. The other objective of the Ministers' Forum was to share information on the trends, priorities, needs, and interests of member states in order to foster safe and orderly labor mobility within Africa, and to enhance the knowledge and skills of government stakeholders on the establishment of effective mechanisms of preparing migrant workers for employment abroad, and to discuss strategies of promoting and protecting the rights of African migrant workers abroad, to strengthen regional cooperation on labor migration policies, to cooperate in strengthening the capacity of labor migration management institutions. And finally, the other objective was to promote regional cooperation in combating trafficking in humans or persons.
Well, let's now take a short break and we shall be back with more lunchtime news after these messages.
Enjoy convenience today with Airtel Money School Pay. Dial *185#, select option 6, school fees, select option 2, school pay, select option 1, pay fees, enter student number, enter the amount, enter the PIN number to complete payment. Beat the back to school hustle today. Pay school fees conveniently using Airtel Money. Airtel Money, simple, instant, secure.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Have you completed Senior 4 or Senior 6 and you want to do a 2-year certificate or a diploma course? Makerere Institute for Social Development, an affiliate to Makerere Business School, offers programs in accounting and finance, business administration, procurement and supplies management, social work and social administration, information technology, counseling and guidance, human resource, project planning and management, journalism, secretarial studies, and many others. We are located on Sa Apollo Kegwa Road, next to Oilcom Petrol Station, with a UBTEP Center number.
Good morning, Uganda. Today is a great day to make someone's day. A wonderful day to rewrite the future. Today is a beautiful day to light up their world. maybe even the perfect day to say, "You're my world." A marvelous day to make a brand new start. The perfect day to make the world smaller. Uganda, today isn't just another day. Today is your day. Airtel Money, with you always. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Lunchtime News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. Also broadcasting online on YouTube and Facebook under the tags UBC TV Uganda. Now in our international news, the U.S. senators have been accused of falling asleep playing games and breaking other rules during President Donald Trump's impeachment trial. Jim Risch and Jim Inhofe are among the members who have apparently nodded off during the lengthy hearings. Crossword puzzles, fidget spinners, and at least one paper airplane has been spotted with senators. The trial has heard that Mr. Trump's alleged abuse of power threatens American democracy. The senators are acting as a jury to decide whether the president should be removed from the office. The upper chamber of U.S. Congress prides itself as a hallowed sanctum of decorum. But some of the members, Republican and Democrat alike, have this week been accused by the U.S. media of acting like bored school children. The rules call for senators to remain seated during the impeachment trial. But at the last 9 Democrats, the 22 Republicans left their seats at various times on Thursday, and according to Reuters news agency, they included Democratic White House hopefuls Bernie Sanders and Amy Klobuchar and Michael Bennet. Marsha Blackburn, a Tennessee Republican, defended herself on Thursday after she was spotted reading a book in the chamber. Well, other updates coming in just right about now. About 500 NRM NEC members are meeting at State House in Entebbe. NEC comprises of the Central Executive Committee members, MPs, NRM Regional Vice Chairpersons, the Secretary General, her Deputy, and NRM Treasurer, among others. And as you can see, live updates right now coming in from the State House at Entebbe. Some of our reporters are over there, but we shall be giving you those updates on another note.
It's very good to notice that when you are late, not everyone should know you are late. For avoidance of doubt, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a school teacher by profession. My qualification is education, and I was taught that education only ends when you are dead. So, for avoidance of doubt, I'll keep within my professional guidelines.
Well, details from that live update will be given to you in our subsequent bulletins on UBC TV. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and we've come to the end of our bulletin. Thank you for being a lovely audience. From the team and I, good afternoon.